Autophiles at German Autoworks.
Yeah, this is our new podcast location. So
And format?
yeah. So this is episode 16 of Cars and Coconuts, but basically season 3 lah.
Yes. Season 3, episode 1.
Yeah, we got a new venue sponsor. So that's GA Detail and German Autoworks. They are both next to each other. We also have Renee from German Autoworks. She's off camera because we also are a bit nervous about the new format. So first episode will be just us, and then later on we'll start to bring guests and other co-hosts and all that.
Nice.
And see what we can explore.
I like.
Yeah. So we're going to run through a few things. First thing is channel updates, and then personal/events updates.
Right.
Careful, man.
I know.
You only got 10 fingers. Yeah. And then after that, we'll talk about the local automotive news. We don't want to cover global news. I think it's a bit too boring and irrelevant.
And also a bit all over the place nowadays.
Yeah. It's a lot of
The
speculation.
automotive industry is a very messy place now. Yeah.
Especially for legacy manufacturers.
Yeah, man, you can see they're struggling.
Direction is changing every month. So yeah, channel update. Sorry, no review long time. Basically, I've been caught up with my friend's Accord project.
Oh!
The restoration.
Yes, the Jerong.
The Jerong, yeah, which we did 2 episodes here, 1.5 episodes here, but basically some life events have happened, and he has to
let go of the Jerong.
He has to let go of the Jerong project. Whether he's going to sell the car is like he's seeing whether he can get an okay price.
I see.
It's a bit sad because
market is not good.
Market is not good. So he's expecting like 8. I'm like, dude, 3 lah, 2 or 3.
Good luck.
Even 2 or 3 or so to find a buyer is a little bit tough.
Market is really tough now.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of cars. That's why I stopped selling now. I really don't dare to sell.
Yeah.
I see a lot of cars that I would expect transacting 30-40% higher. My expectation used to be 20% below market value.
Yeah, I mean it's not just cars. I think everything, watches, everything that was collectible during MCO.
Yeah. Lucky I don't have any of the other hobbies. Only cars enough to keep me B40.
Yeah. Lucky I got out of it while it was still still a bit hot lah. But yeah, good time to buy and hold. But selling is difficult now. So yeah, there's one more episode of the Accord project, kind of a finale, which I think we tied together quite nicely. We got a lot of Jerong owners to come.
Oh wow, very nice.
Yeah, and everyone showed up. We had 5 or 6 people come, and the originator of the episode. It's with your microphone.
Oh, my mic is here. Sorry.
Lucky your voice is loud enough.
Loud.
Yeah.
Where's the bunny? Where's
the bunny? No aircon, so normally when we shoot in the car, the aircon is blowing. So So yeah. So, yeah, we got a nice last episode going, so it'll be good lah. A good send-off for the car.
Nice!
But if we cannot sell it, then we'll pick it up again next year.
Continue project as usual.
And once the last episode is out, then I can start pushing out reviews again.
Okay.
But this weekend, I think the Lexus RX review will be out.
The 350.
The 350,
Nice.
Because that one, like, final stage of editing already lah, so should be done. And then we have a special guest for our ASMR video. You'll see, Tai Chui.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I did a quick one and then he was there. So I said, can you do the tap on the grill?
Oh, nice. Very nice. Tai Chui, yeah.
So
nice,
he's there for the intro lah. After that, it's just me only.
Opening to new market.
Yeah. New collabs. Yes.
Yeah.
So the third update is actually events update, and that's a German Autoworks update.
Right.
We're going to do a drive. We are one of the partners involved.
When is the drive?
The drive is, I actually have all the details here because I didn't memorize it. It's on 26 October. It's a Saturday, 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. we meet here.
Oh, nice.
Just open Google Maps, put GA Detail or German Autoworks, you'll find the spot. Everyone will be here at 8, and then we're shooting off exactly at 8.
We're shooting off around that.
Yeah, so don't be too late.
Is it only German cars?
No, it's all cars.
All cars!
Yeah.
Nice!
And we've got Harley bikers coming as well.
Oh, right. No racism here.
Yeah, so if you got a bike, Hardy bikers will be there.
Nice.
Japanese car, Italian car, whatever
We've
it
got
is.
Japanese bikes coming also.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everything.
Nice.
But slots are limited, so RSVP by leaving a comment, I guess. Or do you have a number that you want to leave? To RSVP. Okay, just message us.
We can put it over here.
Yeah. This is how you RSVP. The last date to RSVP is 12th October, because then they got to lock down all the event space.
How many cars are you guys expecting?
Honestly, we were thinking of 50 cars and 30 bikes, but now looking at how our other partners and you guys are like promoting the place, I think it's gonna be overpacked. There might not be space for the horses. But
Yeah, the location is at the equestrian park in Putrajaya.
Okay.
There's a cafe called Equus. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay. So from here to
Yeah.
Putrajaya, Tikus.
Tikus. Yeah, Tikus Park with the horses.
So from here to there and then?
And then there we're gonna have breakfast, and it's gonna be paid for your own meal lah.
Okay.
So don't come there expecting a free meal.
Yeah.
The convoy is free, the participation is free.
Yeah.
But you get there, whatever you order, you pay yourself.
Right,
and then
right.
It's a good opportunity to meet like
Car
minded,
enthusiasts.
Enthusiasts.
Yeah.
And then
it's a very nice morning catch up, meet up,
Yeah.
meet new people.
Very
if,
nice.
if you need an excuse to go for a driver,
Yeah.
it's the perfect one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's all the details we have to take. 12th of October, last date.
12 October is the last date for you to sign up.
Yeah.
The drive is 26 October.
Yeah.
German Autoworks, USJ, this is USJ 1.
USJ1.
USJ 1 to Putrajaya.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's all the updates. Bo, you got any updates you wanna?
No.
Nah. Just living the TikTok in the moment life.
In the moment, bro.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so now we're gonna talk about some car news. which is
Okay, car news.
The meat and potatoes of our podcast. Yeah. So let's start with the MG4.
All right, MG is making headlines today, lah.
Yeah, for good reasons and weird reasons.
And not so good reason.
Yeah.
But nobody is saying, I think somebody is trying to draw the narrative saying that, oh, China car cannot handle. Then the video of the reckless driving and bystander in car cam saw the MG4 flying in completely crazy speed.
Yeah, essentially, if you don't know what's going on, this is basically a TikToker.
I don't know.
Iman
Is it a
something.
TikToker?
Yeah.
Basically a social media influencer. Yeah.
Who,
Malay content lah.
Malay
Malay content.
content,
Yeah, Malay content.
who drove his MG4 a bit recklessly.
Is it his? He bought it? He bought it.
That's the thing, I don't know. Because these
But a lot of people are
sometimes-
saying it's his, right?
Okay, it could be his.
Yeah.
It could be his.
But whatever lah.
Yeah.
According to what we see, it's his.
Yeah.
And he crashed it into a lorry.
Yeah. Luckily, no one died.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
But it was reckless driving. Clearly,
Very reckless lah. Very
we are
reckless.
not going to say it's his fault legally speaking, but I think if
The speed
police-
is crazy.
The speed
No,
is crazy.
because the rain was pouring, man.
Yeah.
It was pouring, man. Yeah, it was pouring.
Yeah.
And that kind of speed in that an F1 car will will crash. Lah.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
Yeah. But he's quiet after that.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I've been looking for updates from his page.
I mean, I can think of the ramification.
Yeah.
You see, when you want to claim insurance, which I'm sure you want to, if it's your car, I mean, there's so many cameras. Like, it's gonna be a bit of an issue, you know. So that's that, man. MG4.
Right. But the car doesn't look total, but I'm sure it is.
Well, technically speaking, it's not. I mean, coming from a bodywork point of view, lah, it's actually not. It's not total. But all the panels has to go, lah.
When the cell of the battery is integrated into the chassis, you never know, man.
It's moved. You can see because the doors dinged slightly, dinged. So which means that the entire chassis is moved. It's not to say not rescuable, lah.
So if I were him, since you cannot claim insurance, the most profitable way to make something out of this content
Is to
is
sell the battery.
no. It's that's the one thing, lah. But I think it'd be more interesting to see whether an EV is salvageable post-accident. That kind of content has not been created in Malaysia yet.
Yeah. That's one way. Yeah, that's one way you can make it to see whether it's salvageable. But also, it comes to repair costs. Mostly, it's not whether it's salvageable. A lot of time, a car after accident becomes write-off, not because it's not salvageable.
Beyond economical repair, lah.
It's called beyond economical repair. It becomes more expensive, and what is so expensive about it? Because the parts are expensive, the markups are expensive, and you are breaking things that nobody ever breaks.
Yes.
So
Not made to be broken.
never meant to be broken. So the replacement, by the time you get here, a bumper, the transport cost is 6,000-7,000 ringgit. You know, it can be that much if you're importing just one, flying in.
Because they get taxed.
Yeah, and on top of that, so a lot of time it's not unrepairable. I let you know something. My workshop, my body shop guy, unfortunately, I lost him to drugs. The main mechanic. But we were doing completely nuts stuff, man. Completely nuts, bordering on illegal. I'm telling you, BMW i8, you name it, Ferrari 458, you name it. The kind of accident actually is not that bad. It's just that nobody knows how to fix it because it's aluminium frame. Then you have carbon fiber frame. or it's just too expensive. And the expensive part comes from having aluminium welding machine shops with those facilities are not very available. But actually it's repairable.
Right.
It's repairable, yeah.
So how did you weld the carbon fiber back together?
Carbon fiber cannot.
Okay.
Carbon fiber cannot. You saw that i8 that burned down? You saw that fibers all
Yeah.
coming out? Those are the carbon fibers.
That is like
Gone.
one crash and dead.
Gone.
But aluminum can.
Can weld back one. But it's not. It's a skill and the equipment is not something every workshop has.
Right.
That's the reason.
So MG4 crashing, that's interesting to see the...
I doubt they will repair it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I doubt.
I think it'll be a write-off, but then whether he can claim or not.
With those videos, I don't know, man. Good luck, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel for you, but don't do that kind of thing anymore.
We shoot and drive at the same time, and we do slightly reckless things.
We do.
But we don't do it in heavy rain.
Yeah.
And we don't do it beyond our capability.
Yeah.
So
you really gotta look at the limitation. I'm not saying that we completely don't speed at all. We do lah, but not in the rain during rush hour.
Yeah.
Gila lah.
Crazy.
Asking for it lah.
Yeah, and putting other people's lives at danger.
Yeah. It's not nice.
Yeah.
But on MG,
On a positive note, the same day they also launched in the rain. They launched the MG5
while the accident happened.
Yeah.
The MG5 was launched. So
Simultaneous events. It's just like when the Cherry Axle dropped. The Cherry team was in China presenting some new cars. So China and their
timing,
luck here.
the timing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so MG5 is launched.
Yes.
And MG4 is that crossover electric car.
Yeah.
But MG5 is not, you told me.
It's a very conservative car.
Right.
In some ways.
I mean, I'm sure it doesn't look conservative.
It looks like a miniature, I would say A-class liftback kind of
Oh,
look.
right.
Yeah,
That looks like an electric car as well.
Not really.
No.
It looks like a last gen C-class kind of thing.
Oh,
you know what I
okay,
mean?
okay.
But shrunken down a bit.
I see.
It's a B segment car.
I see. So it's a Vios size, city size.
City size. S70 size.
S70
But the
size.
difference here is they say the MG5 marketing is largest B segment sedan.
Which is
S70 is
smaller C.
smaller C segment sedan. So very different approach to marketing. I haven't looked at the numbers to compare like for like whether they are actually one is bigger or
Right.
but I think they're around the same size.
Okay.
You know? That's straddling the segment boundary.
I think in China this is what they call entry level. Basically,
you would not get a
for
smaller car than
No, because over here, my V is that size that we go for generally for a fresh grad and whatnot. But China, I don't know why, maybe because country larger, travel distance longer and whatnot, they tend not to go for the my V size. They start from the Vios size.
Actually, in Malaysia, it's Beza size.
Aiyo.
I mean, the most popular, mode of new cars is...
That's K size, K.
That is A segment.
K, is it K car?
Not exactly.
Not exactly, not yet lah.
Yeah, because they don't... Beza is specifically for Malaysia.
I see.
Yeah, they don't sell it anywhere else. But in China, MG5 is like the starter.
The starter car.
So it is a little bit bigger than you expect. And the selling point, besides the longest size and all that, the real selling point is the equipment level.
Okay.
Because they are throwing a lot of stuff,
Same idea with a lot of Chinese cars.
The presentation is like, wow, it's premium. No doubt lah.
No doubt.
You go inside, the build quality is premium. Materials, you got like beveled edges on the plastic and all that. It's really like to wow you one. Leather everywhere.
Have you driven it?
No. So I can't say. But it's a very conservative engine.
Right.
It's a 1.5 liter. Tuning also is like less than 120 horsepower.
1.5 turbo lah.
No.
Huh?
1.5.
Oh, I haven't seen an NA in a long time, bro.
4 cylinders, thank God. 4 cylinders, but CVT. So
no surprise there lah. The surprise is no turbo.
Yeah, so it really feels like they are really trying to take on the Japanese market. Because that's what the Japanese give you with the Vios, with the CVT.
Yeah, conservatism.
4 cylinder, 1.5 petrol. CVT.
It works.
We shall see if it works for China.
Yeah.
Because the interior, the equipment is actually relatively high. ADAS, they say 1-2 things missing. Like I think it's braking is missing on the adaptive cruise controller. Something is missing there.
Okay.
But you get sunroof. small sunroof.
Wow.
You get a digital instrument cluster.
We drove the MG4, isn't it?
Yes.
It drives okay, isn't it?
That's okay. It's just a bit plain Jane.
A bit like that, lor, like that. Car.
Yeah.
Electric car.
Appliance.
You know, like that guy who reviews tempat makan. Car, hey, I eat here, lor. It's blowing up. The dude is blowing up. Can try, lor. Okay, lor. So that's our feel about the MG4 is that it's a plain Jane, lah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But it's nothing stands out. But that being said, I noticed that thing about electric car. All of them drives really well. Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, really well. Ask Iman.
I mean, don't do reckless things. But
they're all competent.
they're all competent. I think it has to do with physics. I mean, all the weight are down there.
We haven't driven a Neta V. So that thing might not be so competent.
Hey, but even the Aura Good Car was good, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was skidding in a very predictable, very ballet manner. It's really nice.
There's an Aura Ballet cat.
Oh,
There's beetle looking thing.
oh, is it? Oh, crap! They really going for the whole. But I like it. Yeah.
So MG5 remains to be seen. It's the pricing is good. 86,900.
87,000. Yeah.
Introductory price, which is good because the Japanese
Are now 90.
Now 93, 94, 95,
Yeah.
96 even.
Yeah.
So we'll see lah. They said they didn't say what numbers they want to hit. Apparently MG4 is not selling very well.
Oh, yeah. Because they're not advertising, bro.
They tried some digital ads and all that.
They're not advertising.
Yeah.
I don't see
People
them.
don't really see.
But they're doing well in Thailand.
Yeah. In Thailand, it's like the default China car,
Yeah.
MG.
Yeah, but they're not concentrating so much here.
Yeah. Actually, on paper, the formula works because SAIC is the biggest Chinese car conglomerate.
Right.
MG is a British brand, so
Yeah.
in a country like this where we have had MGs in the past, it should be like easy, free branding. Yeah?
Right.
And then it come here and nobody pays attention.
Yeah, nobody
So
pays attention.
something is off. Maybe it's a product thing, a design thing. To me, the EV market is saturated already.
Yeah.
From the beginning, I already said you can't hit the condo market means what the heck? Who are you going to sell to? The condo market is not going to buy your cars because we can't charge at home. And everybody who wanted to buy an EV, BYD Seal, BYD Atto,
Tesla.
Everything else is like the drop off is poop.
Yeah, straight away.
People like those two brands are selling thousands. All their models will be 4-digit.
Thousands. The Seal is thousands.
But not
3.
Not 5-digit, not tens of thousands.
no.
They are thousands each. Maybe it adds
But
up
they are almost 200,000 ringgit car.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
the reality.
Yeah.
You don't expect them to fly off in the tens of thousands anyway. Yeah.
So for that, we have to wait for the sub 100K.
Which I heard Proton, unfortunately, is not going. What the heck? Come on, man.
Proton, man.
I expected an 80,000 Ermas.
That Ermas should be at
80,000.
90 something. Even the Leap motor that's coming in, the C10, China is barely 100K.
Yeah?
It's cheap. It's a cheap car. But when it comes here, I'm sure they're going to jack it up.
That's not the right move, lah.
But they have to. Because imagine you bring in the car and it doesn't sell. You might as well make some money off the things you sell, right? Either that or don't do it at all. So EVs is a don't do it at all kind of scenario for a lot of car makers.
Yeah, dangerous.
But we'll see lah. There's dips and there's throws. If the petrol subsidy gets removed, maybe things will change.
Yeah.
Because that's a big factor if you're thinking about cost.
Correct.
Yeah.
Petrol is, especially diesel, man.
Can feel it.
Nowadays, 200 ringgit a tank, 210 ringgit a tank. Wow, gila way.
Yeah.
And you use it for a week, Oh,
I
bro.
can imagine how painful that is.
Bro. 1,000 ringgit, 1,000 over ringgit. Oof, heavy. Yeah.
So I think government has to step in a bit, put some measures in place that make sense for all the players, including the rakyat as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see lah. I think if you want to go into that, it's going to be a whole other podcast.
Yeah. All right.
Next thing, cheaper BYD seal. So much for not talking about EVs. And also we can tie this in with the Volvo EX30.
BYD launched the cheapest seal.
Cheapest seal. I can't remember what it's called.
Rahmah seal.
Yeah.
What is the range?
The range is, I cannot believe one lah. They give their NED.
Okay, compared to the existing one?
It's 450 to 500, I think. It's lower. The battery is significantly smaller. The power output is lower. It's not exactly dirt cheap. I think it's a waste of time.
You think so?
I think so.
How's the sales figure?
Haven't checked because the JPJ
Haven't
data,
updated.
they update every 2 months only, so
I
it's a
see.
bit slow.
Okay.
But I don't think that's going to be the thing that picks up the sales so much.
Oh.
On the down low, Sime Darby Motors is a little bit scared because BYD is looking at them and saying, like, I think I can do better on my own.
Oh, they want to come in
They
themselves.
want to come in themselves.
Oh.
They already tried something a bit weird, which is one of their dealers is a China entity. So normally when you have a dealership here, it's a local player.
You know why?
Why?
They want to test water.
They want to test waters. They want to
Let's see,
what
let's see
they
how's
can-
the market work.
Yeah.
To understand the workings of the market.
Yeah. It's like, is it really that difficult? Do it really have to speak to certain politicians to get it moving? So I think they're trying to see whether they can break into the market just in the China way.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's
Okay.
one BYD dealer who is a China.
Which one?
It's in Kia somewhere. I'll put the link here. And on top of that, their next brand which they want to bring in, Denza, which is a sub-brand of BYD. They've got Yang Wang, which is the millionaire
the
brand.
expensive one.
The expensive
Yeah.
one. Denza is, I think, positioned a little bit below BYD.
Okay.
They play with more PHEVs and stuff. They got
Good. Because I mean, Rahma lah. I think
Yeah.
Malaysian and this economic environment, we need more affordable shits, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
But PHEVs are not cheap also, you know?
Yeah.
Because they are complicated.
A lot of people say that PHEV are the solution. I personally don't think so.
The solution is drive
Drive
your 30-year-old until the wheels drop off.
There you go. We're in German Auto Works. We welcome 30-year-old BMWs all
Any
the
day.
time. And I really think so. The best way to save the environment is to not sell your car.
Yeah.
And to continue driving it,
Yeah.
to be honest.
And if you're a corporation, allow work from home.
Yeah.
Because then your commute
commute is reduced.
zero.
You know, I stopped commuting at all. And now I'm at home all the damn time. And then I commute yesterday to Balakong.
Oh,
What
hate
the
your life,
hell,
right?
man? What the hell,
Yeah,
man? I timed myself. I left Balakong at 4:50, you know.
Yeah.
I hit Jalan Istana at 5-ish. Okay lah.
Okay.
Then the rain.
Kills everything.
Gone case.
Makes a 15-minute journey become 1 hour.
2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours even.
2 hours for me.
It changes your day.
Yeah.
It makes your day shit.
Shit. It's shit, man. I don't know how people do it anymore.
Yeah. Every day I look out at Kesas Highway and my coffee and like.
Now I know why Jeremy Clarkson become a farmer.
Yeah.
I want to become a farmer now.
Yeah. City life is a scam.
It's shit, man. It's shit.
Yeah, don't drive. If you're watching this and you don't have a license, maybe don't.
Yeah.
Get into it for the right reason.
Okay. For car review, I mean for big car brands, we're not saying don't buy your car. You can't rely on a 30-year-old workhorse.
No.
You can do short distance drive.
You can't be a car enthusiast unless you like. I think genuine car enthusiasm is only for old cars.
For old cars lah.
all this
But for you still need at least one workhorse at home
Yeah.
that can start anytime.
Yeah. Theoretically, EV should be the thing lah, but
Yeah.
we'll see lah. So anyway, BYD, Denza, basically, So Sime Darby might not be the principal for Denza.
Okay.
They're a bit scared of that lah.
So BYD is coming in with Denza.
Hey. And then Yang Wang we'll see lah, but I don't think they will.
They're too expensive lah.
Yeah, so that will probably be a future podcast episode when the official word comes out. For now, it's still Sime Darby Motors.
Right.
EX30 is something we should talk about. So it's also an EV in this space.
Volvo.
Volvo.
Oh, it's getting all the news, man, from Horizon.
Buy this car, buy this car.
I'm seeing it every day. I'm like, Volvo. But if I ever buy a Volvo, it'll be a V70. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yes.
No discussion.
Yeah. And then sellotape the dashboard back onto the windscreen. That's the thing I hear about every old Volvo.
Old Volvos, yeah.
The dashboard wants to fall off.
Yeah, everything falls off.
Don't know what is going on.
Yeah.
But Volvo EX30 is EXTT. Volvo EX30 is essentially a smart #1 #3.
So it's a Geely.
It's a Geely. It's based on that SEA platform.
Nice. Actually, it's pretty decent. We drove the Smart.
Yeah.
Smart
#1.
Yeah. Is it called One? The Brabus?
Yeah, Brabus.
Wow, gila.
It's fast.
Gila, wey. Like a
Apparently-
hammer, bro.
This EX30 is the fastest Volvo ever made.
Okay.
It's a 3-second car. 3+ seconds.
That's saying a lot. You know why? Because Volvos, all of them are fast.
Yeah.
All of them are faster than they can handle
Yeah,
even.
then they should be.
Than they should be,
And
exactly.
then this one comes out and
And say it's the fastest
not only
Volvo.
is the fastest, it's also one of the cheapest.
Right.
Last time V40 was cheaper. I
Right.
think it was 170, 180.
Right.
But V40 was a whatever product lah.
Okay.
This EX30 is 189.
Right.
Tax
Oh,
free.
decent.
Fully imported from
Oh,
from
decent.
China.
Decent.
Yeah.
189 is decent, man, for
decent
Volvo.
for Volvo.
Decent. No wonder lah, Bobby is non-stop. Buy this car now. Buy this car now.
Yeah, but from what I've heard, the pre-orders were a lot. because 180
Yeah, of
for
course, of course.
the fastest Volvo ever.
Of course.
It's almost a no-brainer for
Right.
a Volvo enthusiast or someone a fan of
Right.
the brand. But a lot of people get into the car and they realize it's a bit smaller than they expect.
But it's a smart. Is it that small?
It's apparently
It's small at the back.
It's small at the back.
Yeah,
The
it's
front two
small at the
seats can.
It's
handle.
okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
But the back seats are a little bit tight. And not only that, it is you know when Swedish do minimalism, unless you're really into minimalism, it can feel a little bit.
Minimalism and big car nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Minimalism and small car looks cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. The XC40, C40.
Yeah.
You go inside, it's like unless you're really into the brand, it can feel like you're not really.
They're not trying to sell to you kind of feel. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
You in an environment where you really need to pop, right?
Yeah.
They-
It's that IKEA thing lah.
it's the IKEA. They're not grabbing your attention.
Yeah, IKEA can look good as a showpiece.
Yeah.
You know, like the showroom. You go
Yeah.
inside, it's like, oh, okay, you know, it's presentable, it's clean. You spend enough money, it can look good. But when you go to the LAC, you know, they have a lineup called the LAC,
Right,
the 20 ringgit table.
Ah.
You know, once or twice, you know, in the bachelor pad, it's okay. But once you go past that, right, it just feels.
It looks a bit like.
it's a bit too bare bones. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, give it a chance, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I'm more convinced by the EX30 than I am of the BYD Seal cheap variant.
Okay.
Because if you can
But
afford it,
everybody likes the seal, bro.
yeah, but just go for the top spec.
It's like Mudeng. Have you heard of Mudeng? You don't know Mudeng, right? Mudeng is this baby hippo that's blowing up on TikTok.
Okay.
Everybody wants a piece of baby Mudeng. Mudeng means bouncy pork.
Yeah, wait for Mudeng to grow up.
Yeah. Fuck job.
No, dude, hippos are the number one killer of human beings in the wild. Mudeng will have a piece of you.
but I'm telling you,
Is he cute and domesticated for now?
it is fierce as fuck.
It's
bro.
fierce, man.
but it's very small. It doesn't have teeth, so it tries to bite you, and it's the cutest thing lah. But seal has that, you know. Everybody wants it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want a piece of it.
They want a piece of the seal.
Seal is.
When you see seal on the road, you're like, whoa! You know, it has that aura.
Yeah.
That even Tesla Model 3 is losing. You realize that?
Yeah.
You realize that now seal is the electric car that you want to have.
Yeah.
I also want one.
Yeah.
Yo, I see also.
Yeah, Tesla Model 3 still kind of catches my eye, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, whatever. lah.
Yeah.
I kind of know what to expect.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't got a test car yet, so Tesla, if you're watching this, please, this is our number. Apparently, they're giving out now.
Oh, is it? Finally, lah, because
Yeah.
they need now. Lah.
They need, lah.
Last time, line up, line
Who
up.
are you? Yeah, and then now Elon.
Ken. I don't mind.
So that's it, I think, for those two cars.
Yeah.
We don't really have much to say.
Right.
Just like,
Yeah.
cheaper. Will it work? We'll see.
We'll see.
Next on the line, BAIC.
I don't think it's news, you know, because they never even knew that it was here.
Yeah. I mean, we test drove the car, we shot it, but of course, being Autophiles, the review will come out next year. X55 Pro, I think it was called.
We drove a BAIC.
Yeah.
It's on my TikTok. You can scroll down.
Yeah.
It's also on. It's not on.
It'll be on Autophiles.
It will
eventually.
be on Autophiles eventually, lah.
The product was good.
Hey, it's decent, way.
good.
I'm not saying it's good like Mercedes, Audi. No, we're not talking about that level. But you're not paying that money.
Yeah. It's like,
We're talking like Japanese car, Korean car level, right?
like you can compare against the X70.
It's decent
and
stuff, yo.
Compare
Oh.
against the CRV, it's like, it's lacking in size, but
Yeah. But it drives
Presentation
well,
is
you
good,
know, it looks good.
yeah. So it was a decent product,
Yeah.
and then they've got a Hummer-looking thing,
Right,
a boxy one,
right.
B something, I can't remember the name. The issue I brought up in the review was that the distributor they appointed has no experience selling cars here. They are a dealership kind of level. Then you ask them to handle the whole brand.
Cannot lah.
And then they're sharing their manufacturing plant with a contract manufacturer who's supposed to do Haval, EPMB in Malacca. Factory is not out yet, and they're making a lot of promises about when they can deliver and all that. So there was a lot of like kind of doubt whether they can launch or not.
Because I don't hear about it.
yeah.
I think most Malaysians never
And the
hear
week
about
I
it.
gave back the car,
They went silent.
The lady said like, oh, after this no more, we're not giving out cars anymore. So I'm like, what's going on? And then the months that follows, complete silence. No more promo, no more launch date,
Right.
nothing. Complete silence. And then my boss wrote an article speculating that maybe they've exited the market.
Oh, shit.
Because he's trying to contact people that he has name cards.
Cannot
for.
get.
Nobody's answering the phone. Maybe they don't like him. I don't know. But eventually, I think this week, yesterday or something, Paul Tan did an article saying one of the dealers put up a banner with indicated pricing of one of the cars. So Related news. That factory that was supposed to do for them is also supposed to do for GWM, Habal.
Okay.
And Habal was like, do it now, get the factory running, or I'm going to make some noise lah,
okay.
because they've been delayed for so long.
Yeah.
Habal Ora Good Cat was the first Chinese EV to be launched here. And they've been waiting for a partner to come up for CKD program. These people came in and promised everything.
But couldn't deliver.
But it's been how many years, man?
Right.
Good Cat has been around since 2022,
Yeah.
end of. It's already 2024, end of. So it's 2 years, and they still don't have a CKD program. Cherry is like, pop, CKD straight away.
Yeah.
So they pushed EPMB. Habal H6 is coming out, fully assembled here in Malaysia.
Right.
So I think because the factory started, so now BAIC is like, oh, I got to wake up again. So maybe that's what's going on.
We shall see lah. We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Habal H6 HEV.
I don't know how it looks like. I haven't seen it.
It looks, it's one of those generic Chinese cars, but it looks good. But you want to say it looks unique, you wait until the facelift comes out, it looks like something else. You know, like X70 when they come out, it looks now it looks like a Mercedes Benz. You know, they keep changing their direction to go with the trend.
Right.
Establishing a brand direction for themselves is not their MO yet. It's a bit like the Japanese in the early era. So yeah, it looks presentable. There's some rose gold on the inside.
Wow.
With some white. So inside looks very like, ooh, atas.
Nice.
Outside looks good, but maybe a bit generic.
Okay.
The interesting thing is, it's the first mass market 1.5 turbo hybrid. High power hybrid, high power turbo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's a lot of power, man. I drove it on the highway. Thing is fast. But it has a hard top speed limit because of the hybrid.
So they basically stop you lah from going any further above 180.
The engine is relaxed. It is not. It's like I'm going.
That means you can do a lot.
It can do a lot more. But I think because it's running through a hybrid system.
It can do a lot.
Yeah.
Oh. But to be honest, I'm not surprised. I look at cars nowadays, freaking crazy, man. The speed.
Yeah.
It's freaking crazy.
You don't need like a Type S. You don't need a mid spec because the normal car can already do.
Yeah, the normal car is already a Type S, bro. Yeah. It's only a lot of base level Japanese cars that are still a bit like, you still have that lah.
Yeah. But you see, the Civic no longer gives you an NA option.
No more 1.8, no more.
Yeah, it's like 1.5 turbo.
Yeah.
The capable one is the default.
1.5 turbo is 180 horses.
Yeah. It's
Gila.
more than enough for.
More than enough lah. Gila lah.
For anyone.
Yeah.
So this Haval, we shall see lah. It's quite an interesting formula.
Right.
They're pricing it like a Japanese CRV kind of thing. 145, man.
Okay.
145, and you're getting a car that is freaking like a $300,000 speed. But the car doesn't know how to turn. I swear to God, I was driving the car.
Bad.
The handling is off, man. I was like, oh, going straight right. This is the most competent product below 150,000.
Yeah.
No doubt, full stop. Yeah, I saw a roundabout.
It's a hippo.
Daddy.
It's a hippo. It's a freaking hippo. Keep running.
It feels like the front wheels and the back wheels are doing something else. Yeah. It's so odd, man.
Yeah.
So odd. And
Dynamism, it's not a thing anymore these days.
I think the Chinese cars are
Chinese
struggling. Proton can get away with it.
I've always said it. Geely is competent with.
Yeah, I think it's the Proton little bit of sprinkle of some salt
not bad one, you know.
But apparently GWM they changed up the suspension for Malaysia.
Oh, is it?
But I don't think they did a good enough job. Yeah, apparently the Thai spec one bounces like that.
I see.
This one is firm but still doesn't know how to corner.
I see.
But yeah, spec wise and all that is good. It's good. We shall see. There's a lot of options now. Cherry Tiggo 7.
Tiggo 7, I've seen a few, but Cherry brand is getting a beating.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about that.
Oh man, Cherry is getting a beating.
Yeah. Ever since the axle fell off.
Ever since the axle issue. I think because of the graphic. It's so graphic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so shocking, wasn't it?
It's the I told you so. It's like, you see the money is saved somewhere. It's all your worst fears come true.
Yeah.
Perfect storm.
Then you have a lot of, I noticed, then subsequently you have a lot of, every time Cherry has, they're all very eloquently written social media.
Gen AI. X. Social media.
Pretending to be actual users sometimes. Or actual, I don't know lah, but you look at it, it's written either professionally or AI written, bashing them, pretending to be a private person on a social media forum.
Basically Benjamin Lee gone wild.
I suspect, this is my theory, this is my theory. Remember you said that Cherry comes into Malaysia just to give Proton
A hard time. Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past
Proton to do it back to them. Huh?
indirectly. You give me, I give you back. Important for her.
Yeah.
Some dude, you know, with the most kampong name you can find, with perfect English, not a single spelling error, except American English in there.
Then you know it's fakery. But you know, you were saying that the Chinese companies are the Chinese companies' worst.
It has always been. I think you look at the Chinese come from an extreme competitive environment. It's so extreme that whatever you can do today, and you do it well, and you blow up, there will be 10,000 people following you behind.
Right.
And you see that in social media as well. If you have a format on TikTok that works, instantaneously somebody else will do it better, somebody else will do it cheaper, somebody will copy and do it better.
Yeah.
And that environment creates extreme competition that is not necessarily good. And the only way for the Chinese companies to break out of it is to come out. That's why Geely comes to Malaysia, you know, whatnot. But they bring their competition to you. This is what Cherry did, right? Which I don't know, it can be good in the sense that this extreme competition can create an environment where you, as a consumer, you get a lot. I mean, capitalism 101. But it can also over-compete to the extent that you have zero profit. You can't do any better.
Yeah. And at first the customers will benefit, but eventually the product will change.
Yeah, it's the same story in the West as well, isn't it?
But I mean, I think the premium car market is a perfect example of this. Because now you're paying 400,000 for what?
Yeah.
What are you getting?
For something that will break?
Yeah.
You know, you take a brand new Mercedes. I was just talking to my mechanic yesterday. You take a brand new Mercedes, drive it for 6 months, plug it in, confirm 2 pages of fault code. No problem on the car, but 2 pages of fault code. Yeah. The amount of things that can go wrong, even if you design it to last 10 years, something will go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I was just watching some fault with the light affected the car until you cannot start. And because the light itself has 2 CPUs inside.
CPUs, multiple CPUs in a car. But it's necessary, but at the same time, it doesn't add value to an end user.
Does not necessarily add value. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's why Lexus sells. I was in Sarawak recently.
Hey, before you go into that, I checked the JPJ data. There was a month where BMW sales were here and Lexus sales were here.
Unheard of.
Never
unheard
in
of.
my life have I seen that.
But I bet you that much, half of it, one place, Sarawak.
Sarawak.
Yes. You know, in Malaysia, in KL, you drive everywhere, you see BM and Mercedes. Right? No? You see Lexus for every 10 Mercedes, you see one Lexus. Right? In Sarawak, you see 10 Lexus, you see one Mercedes.
Wow.
You see 10 Lexus, you see one BMW.
But is it NX or RX or what?
It's RX. There's the latest RX. You know, the one we drove? I was like, the thing's $500,000 ringgit, way. It's everywhere.
Crazy.
Bro, they love it. And I really want to say this before we finish. And I think the Germans painted themselves to a corner. Technology, good. Over-tech creates other problems. You know, it's not okay, you know. I feel luxury or premium is defined only by how much tech, how much bling you have. There is other details. So, for example, since when did human civilization reach a point where when you make something and it breaks within 3 years and you consider it premium? How is this okay?
That's end stage capitalism.
It's not okay, you know. If I'm an ancient emperor, okay, I make a sword, I order a sword for my soldiers, sure, use it 10 times, throw it away. But if I'm going to make a sword myself, I don't want to decorate it only until it's so nice, but use 10 times, have to throw.
It's a ceremonial sword.
It has to be real.
Yeah.
Ceremonial or not, it has to be real. So the ceremonial part is on top of actual quality, longevity, build quality, attention to detail, and basically a pride in your craft. But today it's not that. It's bling 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 bling, throw away after 5 years. Fuck. I cannot, and I think it's not healthy, you know.
Yeah.
And that's where Lexus comes in. No, remember I was talking about how the RX in line 4. Come on, give me V6, please. But still, I complain about that.
Yeah.
But the reality is Lexus's approach to premium is a bit more mature. Is that things should not be breaking everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't be that. You know, if you are a cheap product, things don't break. Good.
That's good, yeah.
But if you're an expensive product, things break. What kind of philosophy is that?
Yeah.
It's not okay, bro.
Right.
It's not okay. I think we need to change our mentality. And I realized that the rich man there got it right. Why I can spend $500,000 buy a car? Why should I buy a car that breaks on me all the time? Just to show I can afford it? You know, it's all these BMWs and Mercedes now are T20 cars that will make you M40, man.
Yeah, just last week, BMW 5 Series relaunch.
The new one.
The new one.
Oh, everyone hates on it.
Hates on it. Not only that, normally a 5 Series launch is a mass market thing, you know. They used to do it in a hangar, invite hundreds of media, you know.
Huge, yeah.
And then they will do a dealer event, all that. You know, they will sell by the thousands. This time was done in KLCC with a backdrop of the Twin Towers, exclusive event, bring in limited customers. To sell a 5 Series, a 520i? Are you kidding me?
It's not particularly expensive.
But what is going on?
They are not confident to sell mass market.
I think the mass market has grown weary of this kind of.
Yeah, it's been
product
20 years. This trend, 20 years. I'm not kidding you. Look at Mercedes-Benz. When problem starts, to 10. Not a lot. Enough for you to have a bit of headache.
But that time you still give yourself the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Car cannot be wrong.
Yeah.
I am wrong.
I am wrong.
Malaysian mechanics are wrong.
Yeah.
The oil I use is wrong.
Right.
The pothole is wrong.
Right.
Actually, the Germans are wrong.
The Germans are wrong. I'm telling you, they have defined premium to a wrong direction.
Yeah.
And Lexus, by steadfast staying where they have continued, sure, I agree, build quality has dropped. That's a cost issue. That is a profit margin issue.
Yeah.
But the philosophy has not changed.
No.
They built to last.
Give the customer what the customer deserves and is paying for.
A sword, a ceremonial sword is pretty, expensive. But underneath all the gemstone, there must be a great sword there.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? You cannot have...
It cannot be a glass sword.
It cannot be a shit quality, polished to look nice, then stick all the gemstones
It cannot be a movie prop.
Yeah, otherwise it's a prop. And that's how I feel about a lot of these cars now, you know. Dude, you plug in a 3-year-old Mercedes, the forecourt is 2 pages long, bro. It's gila way.
It's not right.
It's not right. I think it's wrong. I cannot accept this. That's why I'm so turned off by a lot of these modern cars sometimes.
Yeah.
Not because they're not good, they're good.
And that's why I think 90s cars are looked at as...
The pinnacle.
With such reverence.
Yeah. To be honest, I was just telling my mechanic yesterday, the horsepower that's achieved now with the A45 AMG, 400 over horses out of a 2 litre, is doable back then also. I mean, of course, a bit of modification required.
Maybe a bit of turbo lag.
The biggest change in technology is actually gearbox. That's the only difference. The power is there, has always been there. Achieving 500 horses out of 2.5 litre is doable one. The issue is the gearbox. There's just not enough gears back then for you to utilize that power band. Today, that's the only difference. But if you're not pushing car that hard, to be honest, on a daily drive, a 90s car is done. It's okay already. Yeah.
Buy more 90s cars.
Yeah.
Do we have any more topics?
No.
Last one.
Yeah.
Honda Civic Type R.
Oh, Civic Type R discount like crazy.
80,000 ringgit
shit.
discount.
FL5.
Yeah.
FL5.
FL5.
Okay. I have not driven it.
I drove it a long
I was in Australia. Damn it. Yeah.
That's the time when
was it good?
Pete abandoned us because of that video. Because we didn't invite him to shoot the video. He's like, I'm ditching you, Autophiles, and then disappeared.
Oh, he disappeared.
Yeah, he never came back. I'm sure he's still watching.
Nah.
If you're still watching, Pete, you can just comment. It's okay. We miss you.
Pete Mobius.
Yeah, Pete Mobius. Anyway, it was good. It was the best car I've ever driven. Hands down. So freaking capable.
Is it?
But the only complaint I have is that it doesn't make you feel like you're doing the work.
It's doing the work for you.
It's doing the work for you.
It's very modern.
It's so damn good, man. It's like...
We drove the FK one.
FK is a little bit more involving. This one is like simulation with manual gearbox.
Okay.
It's good. I have to pick my head off. It's engineering marvel.
How much is it now?
When it first came out, it was what, 420 or 400,000. It was expensive, 400k, and they only brought in a handful. I think like 11 or 20 units or something like that. And you have to use a lottery system.
I remember that. I remember that.
You put your bid and then you see the lottery come out. We can buy it.
I remember that.
Within 1 year, now they've dropped the price down to 80,000. By 80,000.
How much is it now?
Now it's 300 plus 320, I think. Yeah, it's.
It tells you their profit margin. They need to clear stock. These are 1-year-old car.
I think it's a bit more complicated than that. Because I think the first batch, that 20 they brought in, I think they sold.
Of course.
They sold.
Yeah.
The second batch, they thought, demand is so high.
It didn't happen.
Bring in. One, it didn't happen. Maybe the economy didn't pick up the way people expected, so they have to tighten their purchasing. Maybe some Chinese cars came out and people are like, I can buy 3 of those.
And an electric car.
And electric cars, yeah. But I think what really happened is the post supply chain disruption has leveled out. During the supply chain disruption, we experienced it, how used cars
shot up in price.
Shot up like crazy by 200-300%. It apparently happened for all collectibles, watches, plants, even fountain pens, even guitars, everything. Every segment where there's a supply chain issue, the used one suddenly gets a lot of interest because people are researching what used one should I buy. So people who had no interest in that product
also buy.
Suddenly has an interest in the used market. And then suddenly gets sucked into the lore.
Yeah, the lore
of that product.
Of Type R.
Of Type R, of anything lah. Whether it's whatever collectible, they get sucked into that space. So they are willing to spend more money, and of course you have extra money lying around because you're
not spending.
You're not spending, and you got access to your EPF and all that. So that glut that happened has completely gone. So I think the last year.
You're saying the economy crashed lah.
In a way, that little situation that economy created for itself, the excess printing of money and all that, has completely
gone. We're feeling the after effect of that.
We are feeling a relaxing and a returning to the norm of pre-2020 era situation.
It's possible. I would like to add a little bit to it. Remember FD2R?
Yes.
Completely nuts in demand.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it. So much so that if you track FD2R's FK8, and then you track the development of Civic Type R, you realize that originally they were meant to compete with GTI in pricing.
Yeah.
Then eventually it no longer. So what went wrong was Honda. Honda pricing themselves, or maybe setting their performance away from their traditional competitor. Because how much is a GTI Golf now?
It's 200. 200 plus at 240.
The FD.
What's that price?
FD2R was. It's exactly the same price because I considered buying them. You get what I mean?
It was cheap, and that time it was coming from Japan.
Yeah.
So
Malaysia is the only market outside of Japan that got it.
Yeah.
It was never a big volume thing, so everybody wanted it.
And also at the time, I mean, to defend Honda a little bit, the time was what, early 2000s?
Yeah.
Late 2000s.
2000.
Before 2010.
Around there.
2007, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Honda Malaysia only set up shop in 2003. And they set up shop here with the sole intent of killing Toyota.
Yeah.
Which they did eventually in the mid-2010s.
Yeah. And
everything was, we do it to get the branding up.
Yeah.
So I suspect they sold it at very minimal profit, the 200k mark. I suspect lah. And the fact that they only brought it here, it's a little bit suspicious.
So it went crazy. It went crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted it, but then when the FK came, now I was just talking to a bunch of racers, which is at my mechanic shop yesterday, and they said after FD, none of them are trackable off the factory. FK, I was just telling you how FK, we were driving it around town.
Yeah.
Then we want to open the bonnet, it was literally cooked and ate hot, right?
Yeah.
You cannot, you say it will overheat. In a track, 2 laps, it's gone, finish. It's gone.
So it's just a showcase product?
It's a showcase product. FD2R is literally take out the seats, go to the track.
Wow.
And it was selling at GTI price. You know?
So FD2R is the last Type R you should buy.
So Honda was doing real work in FD2R, right? Now it's faster, sure, but it's not the same Type R that you had back then. Take out the seats, take out the sound insulation, go into the track. 2 laps, you overheat the damn thing. I told him, I don't believe that car is trackable. I told my mechanic, I said, it's not. He said after FD2R, none of them are in original format. Off the factory, you are not able to track it. Yeah.
You got to extensively modify, add oil
cooling, remove a lot of nonsense from it. Yeah.
I can believe that. I can also understand why Honda would do it that way.
Because the competition getting stiff and people don't appreciate real track performance because it's not necessarily about power.
I mean, the FT2R, only car enthusiasts talk about it. This Civic Type R, people who don't care about anything also talk about it.
Yeah, it's a different market now.
It's a different market,
So it could be that they price themselves a little bit out.
A bit too high. Also, I think the time has come for Recon market to bring in this car.
But Recon players are all dead, man. The only thing they dare to bring in now is Alphard. And the small little weird K cars.
The K cars
Yeah. Anyway, so go and buy an FD. Sorry, not FD.
An FL5.
FL5.
It's a good car.
It's a good car. I'm not saying it's not good. It's just that it's a shift away from the original Civic Type R, Integra Type R kind of philosophy. Yeah. Anyway, but good value, 80,000 off, man. That's a Vios.
That's a Vios.
Okay, no, that's
a City.
No.
MG5.
MG5. 6,000 ringgit away from the MG5. So you realize or not? Today's news, today's podcast, all the cars, 80% are Chinese cars.
Yeah. This Chinese, I think the only time we talk about Japan is
this Type R. Towing price, oh shit.
Yeah. The Chinese are doing the most.
It's a lot of movement in the market. I think it's a very uncertain time. A lot of people hate Chinese car for good reason, some out of prejudice. But it's the same thing. We've seen it with Koreans. But the Koreans,
they didn't have the
momentum. For those who are older, especially in America, they will tell you the story of how Japan conquered the market, and it's basically a replay of season 2, but in a very different environment. There was a lot of Japan is in a very different situation from China. Japan is an ally of the US, so in a way they are within the fingers of the US, which eventually, even though they climbed up, it led to the 90s, the mid 90s crash. The Chinese, on the other hand, is not going to play ball with the US,
and of course, the US is not going to play ball.
US is not going to play ball, so it's a very different environment. But even though it's a very similar tsunami, it may play out very differently. We don't know how. It's
not really a tsunami. It's more like a flooding of rivers, and we are one of the offshoots of the river, which will kind of flooded.
Yeah, we will kind of. So it is the market. It is what it is. We shall see.
Okay. That was a good episode.
Episode 1 podcast.
Cars and Coconuts Season 3.
X.
GA detail. This is not their poster.
That's a Kramer.
So if you want to go do your car detailing, or even a simple car wash, GA detail, just Google it, Google Maps, you can find it. If you have an old Beamer, Porsche, Mini, the German AutoWorks workshop, which is just 2 shops away. They handle all that.
German AutoWorks.
Yeah, they got the specialty, they got all the tools, they got all the, and they're very neat. Every week, I think they do a full clean of the shop.
Nice.
Mop everything.
Nice.
Keep everything neat and tidy. Very rare in a workshop. So
in a private workshop, it's very common in those dealer places.
In dealers,
you have to,
But here in private workshops, it's usually messy. It's ground covered. Here, no, they keep it very clean and very professional service. So thanks for watching.
Bye.
Signing out. Bye bye.